am Brittany Young, and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm a certified sex therapist and clinical sexologist, and I got those credentials through this program here back in 2014. I believe that's, 2014. And as Carol said, we have kept up with one another. We were good friends since then, through our workout, stretching, and just general exchange. So I am currently in Georgia. I live in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. And since I left Miami, I have kept the licensure. So I see clients in Florida and in Georgia virtually, and I see clients in person in my office in Marietta, Georgia. So that is a Metro Atlanta suburb, if you are familiar with the area. So mostly what I see, I am a couples therapist. So I'm trained as a Gottman couples therapist, if any of you are familiar with Gottman. And I also trained in EMDR. So I do a lot of trauma work. Carol encouraged me to do EMDR, and I finally listened to her. It took years, but I did it, and necessary, I tell you what. So I deal with a population a good bit split between relational trauma. So that's where maybe some infidelity has happened. And sometimes it's financial infidelity and desire mismatch. So that's when you have the high desire partner and low desire partner. And this tool that I have created, and let me go ahead and start my PowerPoint. This tool I created is directed towards the desire mismatch. So an attempt to match libidos. Make sure I press, okay. All right. Yeah. So it's a card deck, and it's called Show Me Your Cards. So as I was mentioning, who are these cards for? I've used them primarily in my population for those in desire mismatch, but also those who have dealt with some form of trauma, whether it's religious or sexual trauma or religious sexual trauma. So it allows you to be able to build consent in particular. So I'm going to get into the details of that. So specifically, someone who is relearning consent, wanting to improve rejection tolerance. Yeah, so I found that there's quite a bit of imbalance when I'm doing my initial assessment with taking the sexual health history of who's initiating. And sometimes there's satisfaction with one person solely initiating, and other times there's a dissatisfaction that rarely gets spoken on, and it can be a part of the issue. So imbalance and initiation between long-term partners and improving rejection. Rejection is one of the reasons why people typically will not try to initiate. They'll be like, I don't want to get into all those details. So I got right on the cards, and you'll see ways to offer what's referred to as reassuring rejection. So there's 4 types of rejection. I'll go through those really quickly. So the first type is a hostile rejection, and that's your typical, you gross, get away from me. I don't want any parts of what you're offering. An assertive rejection is something very matter of fact, which is like the typical, I have a headache or my back hurts, or just no thank you, something like that. Dismissive rejection, which is the third, is where you just kind of roll over, maybe put a pillow between you and your partner, act asleep, that kind of thing. So a lot of nonverbals of communicating, I'm not interested. So reassuring rejection, it couples this, I assure you I'm attracted to you and I want you. However, at this moment, I'm not interested, and I would like to potentially set up another time that we can be intimate. Building up initiation skills, wants to understand their own levels to desire. So the cards are designed in increments for desire that people can customize to their own levels. And I'll get more into that as we go on. Okay. So this is what the cards look like. Yeah. So as you see on the responses, we have slow, rain check for now. So each card has the ability to respond right on it. And each card deck comes with a little expo marker, dry erase, so that you can erase and write on it. So slow, rain check for now. Not this, but let's try. So many people don't understand that there's options between being in the mood and not in the mood. So I wanted to offer an option of these different levels of in the mood. Yes, but let's discuss. So if you're going to have consent, and that's another huge component of these cards, consent has to be fries. I don't know if you've heard of that little acronym. Came across it, so cute. So freely given, reversible, informed, enthusiastic, and specific. So consent has to be fries. So let's discuss allows you to get the essence of specific. What kind of movie are we talking about? Daytime, nighttime? What is my role in it? So being able to have informed consent when you're agreeing to engaging and connecting. And then I'm all in, baby. So you can respond with that if you feel like you are able to fries, give the fries consent, and you have a good understanding and you're ready to go, matching that level, then you can just circle, I'm all in, baby. So that's how I'm getting into the how to use. So there's 6 colors. There's blue, turquoise. So this is the cover of it. Got my logo on it. I attempted to try to go for some colors that brought my logo colors like in between each. So gold is a desire level of about a 9 and 10. I'll go backwards. Lime green is a desire level at 8 to 9. Green is about a 7 to 8 range. Hunter green is a 4 to 5 range. Turquoise is 3 to 4, and blue is 1 to 2. So let's make a movie is a 9 to 10 range. Now, there are 8 response cards in each of those color variants I just referenced. 4 are pre-filled with something like let's make a movie. On the lower level, it's like let's have a hug, let's cuddle, come get to know me. So they're not all just physically and sexual in nature in particular, but they are intimate in nature. 4 filled, 4 to fill out on your own. So there are some blank cards in here. It's kind of a darker one, so you might not be able to see that. But yeah, so I filled in, I don't know if you can see it, bring me wine. You can fill in bring me wine if you wanted to. But just so people can write in something very specific to them. Because for some people, let's make a movie might be much lower on the desire level. Or yeah, it's not as intimate or vulnerable to them. And maybe come talk to me would be much higher. So I wanted to offer something so people would be able to express themselves individually. Yeah, so that's just a couple of pictures of me showing how you would use them. And this is where to buy or purchase if you're interested in using them in your own practices, in your own day-to-day. So I'm selling through Amazon. That QR code will take you right to the link. And if you wanted to learn more about me or my services, I'm at www.beyoungtherapy.com. If you're looking to connect anybody in the state of Georgia. Yeah. So I will stop sharing for now to kind of take some questions. And I appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, Carol, for the platform. Thank you all for listening to me. I'm pretty excited about the use of these cards. So hopefully they catch on and are helpful and people find creative ways to use them.